Market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market, oh, it went to zero.
Don't get rug pulled. Don't get rug pulled. Don't get rug pulled. Don't get rug pulled. Heard that project is a trap. Don't get rug pulled. Everything they say is kept. Don't get rug pulled. 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 Turn your savings into scraps. Don't get rug pulled. They be plotting on your racks. Whoa, whoa. We gon' know where we at. New USB for my racks. Not slipping, no, I never let. VPN changed the map. He lying, you know that he kept. I know he be hacking. Look at the way I check. The same way I bring racks in. That's the same way I bring racks in.
Damn!
That's the same way I bring racks in. That's the same way I bring racks in. Don't get rug pulled. 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 Heard that project is a trap. Don't get rug pulled. Everything they say is kept.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to FUDDERS, our weekly live stream where we talk about all of the bad news that's happening in the NFT industry this week. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of technical difficulties. There's all my homies. We got the co-host as usual. It's BE from the VeVe Drop channel, and we got my co-host on Friday Night Racing, Mr. MoKnowz. What's up, Mo? And our special guest tonight is VeVe OG and Mr. Michael Campa. What's up, Michael? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, happy to be here tonight with you guys.
Appreciate you joining us. This is going to be a fun conversation. We got several topics we want to talk about tonight. What's up, everybody in the chat? Let's go. Thanks for hanging out with us on FUDDERS. Our fellow FUDDERS are in the chat today. And before we get started, we want to introduce you to Michael Campa in case you guys aren't familiar with him. I've talked to him a lot on Twitter. He's been on a couple live streams recently on NFT Pirates with the link to that interview is in the description of this live stream. So before we get started, Michael Campa, can you let the people that are watching know a little bit about your background, how you discovered VeVe, and what type of things you collect on the app?
So I came on board on VeVe through the OMI token. I watched a video. At that time, I was investing mostly in the stock market and stuff, and I got into the crypto side. And I was into the Dodge and the Shiba Inu and all those crazy coins. And somehow I came across OMI, and that's how I found out about VeVe. It took me months. Like, I joined April 2021, and it took me all the way until Homer Simpson dropped for me to start collecting. Right now, I collect everything in VeVe. Everything that comes, everything that moves, everything that is there, I collect. Currently sitting at 220 sets. And keep working on it. Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I got your stats pulled up right here. I guess it was an old stat because you had 215 sets whenever I took this picture. But like we talked before the stream went live, I know you're fighting to move up the ladder of the top 10 of the VeVe wallet holders. Is that something that you're concentrating on? Is there a particular strategy to move up on the ladder?
Yeah, right now I'm in number 9, and yeah, working my way to the top. Building up. Right now I'm building up a good collection of comics for MCP points. So I like to compete, and that's what I'm doing right now, and that's what I'm focusing on. Maybe I'm competing and getting as many comics, because I believe that at one point, once enough people like me want to be at the top, comics are going to run out for MCP points to build up and for burning and crafting if we ever get it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Once ever those all the whales start battling over the top spots of the ladder, they're going to be buying up the cheap comics to build up their MCP points. Before we get started on the topic, though, what particular comics? Is it commons, uncommons, or rares? Because I know rare is the best per MCP point, but you can only have one before they start taking it away. So what in particular? Is there a particular rarity that you're stacking?
Yeah, so I pretty much buy every rare and ultra rare for points. But yeah, those have penalties. So uncommons, you usually can get it for like 450, 460 per point. Commons usually cost you like $8 per point. So you have more comics, but you have less points. So my strategy is uncommons. I buy a lot of uncommons.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figured that's what the whales were buying. I've actually looked at some whale wallets through a Mutascan, and it seems like a lot of them are picking up the common comics and even some of the uncommon comics. So, all right, let's get this bad boy started. I don't know if Well is going to be able to last here with a bunch of fudders. You don't want us fudding your big giant bags, but that's what we're here to do. This is fudders, and we're talking about VeVe as our first topic. We're going to talk about marketing. In particular, we're going to talk about the most recent drop where VeVe announced that the Monster Hunter drop was coming out on Sunday, May 21st, and they made that announcement Saturday night on May 20th, less than 24 hours before the drop actually happened. So if there were any fandoms out there of Monster Hunter, then they would have no chance to hear or know about the drop or participate. And looking at Facebook groups of Monster Hunter, there are tons and tons of fans out there. There's one Facebook group with over 100,000 members, another Facebook group with over 70,000 members, and I feel like VeVe could have done more for marketing when it comes to announcing this drop and letting the fandoms know whenever they announce a big IP, a new IP, so that they can, if they're interested, possibly get involved as well. We're going to go around the horn and see what you guys think about this. I'm going to start up a poll about the topic. I'm going to ask you guys how long before a drop do you think VeVe should make the announcement. And I'm going to start off with my homie, the bottom bitch, is that we know him, Mr. MoKnowz. We're going to see what Mo thinks about this topic in particular. Are you upset that, or maybe not upset, but do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that they announced the drop less than 24 hours before it happened, Mo?
First and foremost, hello.
Hi.
Second of all, very few people in this world can get away with calling me the bottom bitch. So congratulations.
You started it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Way to kill the bit. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. I think going back, whenever they were doing, like, guess golden moment type stuff, it seemed like a reasonable amount of time. As you can tell, if you look behind me here at the sign, it's been 9 days since VeVe fucking gloved me up the ass. So we're up here on the moon now. We're chilling. I do apologize. It might be a little noisy. Actually, Dave and Dan actually came up to give me a hand, so David might be back here moving some boxes. Be careful of that. But yeah, I think the whole fact that they're releasing these so quickly, it kind of makes me worry, right? Like, maybe they saw what happened with Sesame Street, where the more time and the more heads up they give people, the more time their communities have to fucking absolutely revolt, against the project and NFTs. The next thing you know, it's just a whole big deal, right? So it's kind of like a stealth drop, or maybe they just have too many drops that they've, promised to deliver. And I don't know, the marketing just seems weird to me. Maybe I'm off base, but like I said, I'm up here on the moon. I got my gauntlet. Apparently, if you hold things on VeVe, you get absolutely nothing. But if you hold your nuts and your gauntlet explodes, they'll send you another one. So mine is actually in transit. It's orbiting right behind me now. I think you could see it.
Yeah, we saw it go by. It's just circling out there. Wow.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time grabbing it. Yeah, my weed actually did arrive. Shout out to Dr. Strange on that one. Yeah, man. Yeah, again, just chilling up here on the moon. Appreciate you guys. Happy to be here, and yeah, let's fud it up.
Let's go. Big shout out to Dr. Strange. I didn't know the gauntlet had that utility. But no, I agree. I thought of that myself whenever you mentioned it, that maybe they saw what happened with the Cookie Monster drop, and they were like, we don't want the fandom to know about it because they're going to be talking so much trash and all of our community is going to get upset about it. Where do you stand, B, on that topic? Do you think that they did that on purpose so that people wouldn't get upset in their communities and talk trash about VeVe? Or do you think it was a bad move for them to not let people know that it was happening?
I mean, yeah, and I mentioned this. I have no clue why they would do this, right? Like, you've got this is the biggest game, for Capcom. Why would you not pull in those people? I mean, they don't market anything. I mean, just put a few ads out there. You'll get these people to come in. When you give them 16 hours or whatever it was, 20 hours, it's not enough time. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it just makes me think that they're just trying to get our money, all whatever 1,500, 2,500 people we've got, and they're not bringing anyone else in. I mean, it looks like David Yu's working harder on the moon than I've ever seen him.
See him back
it just, the marketing is so big. I mean, I'd like to think of this as an investment, but I also like to collect. And they need to market this stuff, especially if they're going to have the volume they're going to have on these collectibles. So I have no clue why they would do this. It makes no sense. Nobody knew about the drop. It's just terrible management. But we already know they've got that. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm kind of on your side with that too. I feel like they should have definitely put it out there. And the Cookie Monster thing really wasn't a horrible thing because millions and millions of people saw it. And if they did that every single time, eventually people are going to be numb to NFTs and not think that they're so bad after a while because all these other big companies are getting into it. All right, Michael Campa, that's what it is. We're fudding over here. That's what we do. We're talking trash about VeVe. We think they made a poor decision on announcing it the way they did. What do you think, my man, on that?
Oh yeah, I think they need to do better when it comes to giving time for people to find the collectibles that are being dropped in BB. So people like giving time to find it on the internet and doing advertising for it. I remember seeing though on Randy Chavez live stream when David you joined that it was coming down to the wire that a particular uh, collectible was going to be dropped on BB, and they were still signing stuff within days of being dropped. So I don't know how that works behind the curtains. I don't know how that works with the other company for these NFTs to be released. But it sounded like they were working towards like the very end for approvals to be able to release this, and it had to be released at that time. So for this particular one, I don't know that they could have done it, but I do agree that it needs to be put out there ahead of time. Now, the selfish me collectible like that because now I have a bigger chances to buy these pieces cheaper without competing with these people that will come on later on when more advertising is done. And now I was here at the beginning. Yeah, that's my take on that one.
Very true. Very true.
They're very
Real
scarce,
quick,
too.
I want to add something real quick because, you know, if it came down to signing contracts and paperwork, right, which is definitely possible. Shout out to the Chavez and refrigerator, by the way.
Oh yeah.
How does that explain the Diablo? Because that got announced and dropped real quick too, right? I mean, obviously you would think they already had those contracts signed because they just released the Lambo. But the fact that they just kind of shadow dropped that too, again, no promotion from Lamborghini, like they never gave a shit about VeVe. They never retweeted anything. They never put anything out. So, I mean, again, it could have been, you know, one of these other VeVe content creators that gave them the answers, like, oh, just say, oh, it's probably a contract stipulation, you know? And they probably just ran with it because they can't come up with their own unique ideas. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, my theory is that it was something with David Yu that he was supposed to docu-sign, and he forgot to docu-sign it to the last second. And then boom, here we are. We got a very scarce collectible though, and it looks really cool, and it's pretty cheap. So if you
That
like
is a dope
Monster Hunters-
collectible, by the way. I play a ton of Monster Hunter World, by the way. That is a sick game. It's a sick franchise. Those collectibles are actually pretty dope, but you know they don't send them up here in the moon. No Wi-Fi.
Well, you got America Chavez, your favorite girl back there behind you. Let's check the results of the polls before we move on to the next topic. It looks like most people in the chat think that it should be 2 or 3 days before the drop, and then over a quarter of the chat think it should be more than 7 days before the drop. What do you guys think? Do you think it should be more than 7 days to give us plenty of time and to announce it and to let people know that it's happening, or is that too long?
Big A said it in the chat. Big A said it. Most NFT projects hype big drops for weeks to build excitement.
Exactly.
Like you have to build the hype.
I mean, look at Cryptoys, right? Well, it's been years. No, I mean, it's been months since they've been, doing this. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice to kind of hype things and get people excited. Otherwise, it's just like, I don't know. It pisses me off and it seems sketchy. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys remember Record. It was a company that it was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember with the Star Trek, they did like a whole event around it, and like they really did a lot around the thing. So yeah, I think ahead of time that people need time to find out about these things. Yeah.
I mean, how are we supposed to tweet? Like, what if I love somebody and I have friends and I want to get them involved? If I have 20 hours to go get a tweet out, nobody's going to hear it.
Yeah, don't you know it takes BE like 24 hours or 26 hours to make a short? I mean, come on, that's not enough time.
Plus, it might even be insulting to the fandom if they put a whole bunch of advertisement into Chucky, and we got David Yu tweeting about Chucky, and then they just throw Monster Hunters out there like they don't even care. Monster Hunter fans might be like, we don't give a crap about Chucky. That's kind of rude. It's rude. Some people might think that's rude if you're a big fan of that IP, but at least the NFTs look great. I'm glad that I was able to pick some up or one up for cheap and flip it for a nice profit. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. The big topic in the crypto community this week has been about ledgers, which are hardware wallets, which is different than a MetaMask wallet. You actually keep it on you like what would you call it, like a USB drive almost, that keeps your crypto on it and your NFTs as well. And we're going to go through what's going on with it real quick, and then I'll go around the horn and see what your guys' opinion is. Basically, what happened is Ledger announced that they have a new service, a recovery service that you can opt into that lets users link their seed phrase to their passport or identity card. And it just makes the point that backdoor has always been there. We heard from the Solana co-founder. He said that it doesn't make much difference. It doesn't change anything about owning a Ledger device, implying that the users trust the company, not to access their personal or private keys. However, he says if you trusted them before not to exfiltrate your keys, then you could trust them now not to do it whenever the feature is off. So he says, I think the attack surface is about the same. He says it's not much of a difference. But then you have other people out here who have different opinions about the topic, who say that exposing your seed phrase and then allowing anyone with your ID to passport to regain access to those locked funds is a bad security posture. That ID theft is common and it would expose crypto users to a new form of ID theft, a new form of attack. Notably, back in 2020, Ledger was attacked and 270,000 owners had their information stolen, so it's not like they're immune to attacks. Another point here would be that it was pointed out by a guy named Oxfu Bar on Twitter that the code path to send private key material over the internet will be on your device now, whether you opt in or not. So hackers can take advantage of this, and software bugs are likely to leak. So this business trajectory is one of wanton disregard for customer safety. So the question is going to be whether you use a hardware wallet at all. Do you use Ledger or the other big one, which is Trezor, or another wallet? And I'm going to ask you guys that are with me here if you guys use the wallets as well. But I also want to know if you are upset about this or if you are worried about it. And I'll start with you this time, BE. Do you have a problem with Ledger allowing people to opt in and out of this service, or the fact that that backdoor even exists?
Well, I'm upset that the backdoor exists. I mean, we talked a little bit about this last week. It's super risky. Anytime that wallet is hooked to the internet or anything like that, you're exposing yourself. I have a hard time trusting any device, anything as far as crypto is concerned. I mean, it's a pretty scary business. I know the best bet is a cold wallet that you rarely hook up to the internet. That's what you want to do to be safe. These ledgers, I've not done that. So I'm not an expert. I know Michael has used them and he's probably a better person to talk about this. But yeah, I think it's a bad choice at this point if they're going to have this little back door in there.
Yeah, I want to hear Michael's opinion on it as well. I think the whole fact that it exists, like the last guy said on Twitter, just means that there's a way to get to it, and hackers will find a way to get to it. Mo, are you worried about this? Have you ever used a hardware wallet, and are you upset with what's going on over there at Ledger?
The only thing I really know about the ledgers, I've seen it on like cop shows that I watch, where they're like trying to they let the dude go from the precinct and then they track him, follow him home, and like go to a safe where he keeps his ledger or whatever.
Oh, yikes.
But honestly, and I mean, I love connecting my seed as much as the next guy, especially to the back door. But I don't understand how people, especially human beings that lose their keys all the fucking time, do stupid shit. Like, I would never trust it. I mean, again, maybe I've just never been burned, by an exchange or by anything, because I don't really mess with crypto. But yeah, I don't know. I just never really, when I did have crypto, I never really thought about using it. But I'm sure there's a good use case for it. But as far as like what's happening with the ledger stuff, that didn't you say that was like a thing from the get-go? It was just people didn't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It always existed, and if it always existed on Ledger, then it probably always exists on all of them, in my opinion. I could be wrong. That's not something that's been proven, but I'm assuming if they did it, everybody's doing it. And most likely, if the FBI wants to get that information, whether you have a Trezor or a Ledger, those companies will help them get that information. Michael, we were talking a little bit before we started the live stream. You said you've used a Ledger before. What do you think about what's going on with them right now?
Yeah, I used it a while ago. So right now, the only thing that I will put in a ledger is like NFTs. Like I said earlier, the crypto that I own is working for me, which is also a risk, but I'd rather be doing that than having saved somewhere. So it is similar to like if you want to keep cash in an office or any place like that, and the company that sells you the safe also have like a code to your safe. It's like they can come in any time, or anybody can come and find out what the code is and get into my safe and take everything I have there. So that's the way that I see that. It's like the whole point of a ledger was for me to keep control of my assets 100%, and they're safe because that's important to me. Now, if you give me a bad code, that's gone. That's completely gone. So it takes away from the idea of that safety net that some people really want when it comes to investing in crypto. So
Yeah, I think some of these hardware wallets are going to have to guarantee that they don't have that option even available, whether you want it or not. There's just not even something that anybody can access ever, and that way people feel secure about using their using their hardware. Actually, JB says you didn't hear about FTX, Mo?
Yeah, I wrote in chat. Yeah, I mean, I heard all about it. Listen, but it's just not the world that I live in. You know, I get gems from VeVe, or I used to, before how long has it been? 9 days? Yeah, 9 days. Yeah. So I mean, again, it's just not a world I live in. But I did say, I'm sure there's reasons to have it, and like Michael was saying, that's something he's familiar with, and I'm sure there's a great reason to have it.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to privacy, though, let's talk about the privacy issue behind it. Do you have a problem with them being able to access it for FBI concerns? So let's say that Ledger said that everybody has this backdoor, but we only give it to the FBI if you did something wrong and they want to investigate it. Is that a problem with you, BE?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're going to get it if they want it, right? If the FBI, I mean, they can come in and go to a judge and get it anyways.
Not if it doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, that was the same thing with Apple. You remember they said you couldn't break into an Apple phone, and then they did. So the fact that they say it doesn't exist doesn't mean that it actually doesn't exist. It might actually be a way for them to get the information. They've already proven they can go back and find Bitcoin that was stolen, all of that stuff. So if the FBI wants to get your stuff, they're going to get it. When I kill somebody, I cover my tracks. I'm not worried about it. So no worries.
Smart man.
Did you say he's going to cover his tracks after he kills somebody? Aren't you getting married to an FBI agent? All right, never mind. All right, anyway, because when it comes to the privacy issue, I think they should have that backdoor in there only for the FBI. Just the problem is for that, hackers could possibly access it. But I'm kind of way left extreme when it comes to privacy. I think we should have cameras on all corners at all times, because when you're in public, you're not in private. And what are you hiding that you care about? Because people are like, oh, I don't want the government knowing what I'm doing. So what are you doing that you care about the government even knowing about it? So I don't know where you guys stand on this issue overall. I'll ask Mo himself. Do you know what I'm getting at, Mo, though? People, I don't feel like people should be worried about being in public and wanting their privacy, because if we have everything monitored at all times and a crime happens in public, then we have cameras and we can see exactly what happened. The only reason we don't do that is because people are like, I want my privacy, but you're in public.
I mean, to be fair, and I'm going to speak freely here for a moment, back in my teenage years, again, I'm old as dirt, there was no cameras, right? Like, if I wanted to go out, I used to steal shit all the time and, cheap shit, just for fun, for kicks after school, whatever. Like, we would just, rob places and do stupid shit and always be, causing ruckus. Like, we wouldn't do that shit today. What are you, nuts? There are cameras everywhere. Like, you could pretty much assume between the Ring cameras, the store cameras,
You're in New York. It's a little different than there in Indiana. We don't have cameras.
But what the hell is happening on the weird ass, cornstalk corner of Indiana? Like, what the hell's gonna happen over there? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's not a gathering of people. Nope. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know.
Good point. That's a good point. Michael Campa, where do you stand on the security issue or the privacy issue, whether it comes to Ledger allowing the FBI to access your information if they need it, or having that option in there, or even when it comes to having cameras everywhere in public, like I think people should do, or like I think countries should do?
Well, I think this particular product is built with a specific clientele in mind, and that's what the core of the product is. Like, there is some people, for example, in VeVe, that they wanna have their NFTs in a wallet and feel safe at all times, that they have it. And there is a core of people that feel like that gives them a safety net and a comfort, and then they can go and enjoy their collectibles the way they want it. And that's the same with this particular case. It's like, if you're selling me safety and you're taking that away, you're betraying everything that you were selling in the first place. And yeah, there are people that want that safety, and they are not provided anymore if they are giving a backdoor to their keys. Yeah, I don't agree with what is happening there, and I think another company is going to come and try to take that share, because if I want a safe, I want to be safe with it.
Yeah, I think the companies already are coming and taking that share, and I agree with you. It's a great point. They're selling it to the crypto community, so they got to cater to the crypto community, so they should know that that's not cool in the crypto community. All right, guys, let's check the results of the poll for that topic. It looks like 39% of the chat used Ledger 57% of the chat,
Oh.
more than half don't use one at all. Nobody in the chat uses Trezor, and we got 4% of the chat that must be like some OG Wells. They use some other wallet we never heard of. But then again, we don't know much about that kind of stuff, so we're kind of noobs to the topic anyway. So let's move on to the next topic, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin Ordinals. Now, I made a deal with BE and Mo before we plan out the topics for this week's stream. They wanted to talk about Cryptoys because they're big, giant Cryptoy fanboy moon boys. So I said, fine, if we're going to be talking about Cryptoys, then I get to talk about Bitcoin Ordinals because that's my new favorite thing to collect. I'm a big fan of the Bitcoin Ordinals. They've been doing really well. Basically, it's like an NFT on Bitcoin, except for they don't have smart contracts, and they are immutable because they are minted directly onto the blockchain. But one thing that I've noticed since joining the Bitcoin Ordinal community a couple of weeks ago is that when you go into any of their Discord servers, it basically just looks like that. People just saying GMs, people just putting GIFs in the chat, and basically everybody is just trying to get the next mint and get whitelisted, go on to the next one, sell off, and it's just over and over. There's like no community there at all. And then you got your Bitcoin maximalists, the Bitcoiners, who are really upset about the whole idea of Ordinals and think that it's turning into Ethereum, and they don't want to be Ethereum. Oh, Mo's having a horse race over here. So
come on, boy named Sue. We're in the lead on the moon. Sorry, continue.
I hope you.
We're in the lead.
Good luck, boy named Sue. And so basically, this question is going to be it's going to be a little bit of a comparison to.
It's over.
These ETH PFP Discord communities, which are now Bitcoin Ordinal communities, compared to the VeVe community, which has a little bit more of depth, and it's not just people talking trash or just saying GM so they can get extra points so they can get whitelisted. Michael Campa, let me know, do you collect anything besides VeVe? Do you get into any of the ETH PFP collections, and have you looked at Bitcoin Ordinals at all yet?
So I came across them listening to spaces in Twitter. So I have been listening to the buzz around them for a good 3-4 weeks now, I think, with Ordinals. And you're 100% right. I think people that were trying to get in is like, oh, I want to have the first crypto punk, like the first thing that gave origin to the Ordinals. And I think those still holding a little bit of value, but yeah, it feels like every week something new comes, and that's the same everywhere. I collect in different platforms. I have OpenSea stuff. I have actually been, I got a Kid Arcade a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I have one of those, and for the airdrops, like I like his art a lot. It's really good. But I own the first pan over there that it was dropped quite a while ago when it was sold for Solana. But anyway, so I have Tomar Fallen. I do DC, which I own stuff there. I do HRO, which I have all the cards. I go into multiple platforms, so I try to experiment everything. VeVe is my biggest when it comes to collecting digital assets, but I do go on buy in different places. Yeah, so Ordinals I haven't gotten into yet.
Do you see any difference in those ETH communities, those PFP communities, those Discords when you go in there and talk to those people compared to the VeVe community or any communities in general?
Sorry, what?
So do you see any difference in the Discords and the communities of those PFP projects that you're in compared to VeVe communities?
So in the ones that I have been involved, a lot of to be honest, a lot of the places that I have been, the companies that I have been collecting with are people from VeVe that have moved over there.
There you go.
Or are in both places.
Nice.
So it's a very similar vibe. Some are more. It's just more ingrained. Like the HRO community seems more close to each other and pulling together. Same with DC for some reason, but I feel like most of them came from VeVe. The ones that I have been involved anyway.
Yeah, it's that VeVe community moving around. Once a VeVe community takes over a project, it's all the same people and they get along really well. But it seems like those PFP projects, there's really no community there at all. It's just everybody trying to GM each other to death. Mo, what do you think? Are you into any other projects that are not licensed NFTs like DC Palm or Hero? And what do you think about the communities over there?
Pandas? We're talking about pandas?
Oh, don't talk about it.
What is this freaking world coming to, man?
I love my
I can't believe, dude, listen, you say community, I say cult, all right? Listen, it's all the same people. It's the same freaking pick up your pom-pom bullshit until people realize that their trip to the moon has been halted. And then it's everybody on a nosedive and everybody's panic selling. Listen, I don't buy into that shit. I know you made some money off of it. I probably should have listened to you, for 20, 30 bucks. Congratulations. I didn't, but I don't know, man. Oh, I question my life every fucking day I wake up and I have to look at pandas and lizards and all this weird
So what
ordinal
about that
shit
photo
because
finish live community, Mo?
it's freaking horse racing, man. We're talking about a different breed of degenerate, man. We're talking about something that could be in casinos and on tracks. You know what I'm saying? When the hell are you gonna put an ordinal? What are you gonna do with an ordinal? Nothing. People know if you can. Most people can't even spell ordinal. All right. Get the hell out of here with these
My
freaking
pandas could
ordinals.
be the next Bored Ape
Yeah,
skit,
yeah,
sir. All right,
yeah,
BE. We'll just move on from Mo. He's not feeling that at all. Well, that's all
You're
right.
not gonna be happy with me.
We'll be
You're not
talking
gonna be
about
happy.
Wait till we get to Cryptoys. I'm gonna have a few words to say myself, folks. All right, BE. Give it to me. What do you think?
Yeah. Pyramid scheme. And the reason you have no community is because it's a pyramid scheme. Basically, you got the people at the top being like, oh, look, I just made $5 million. And then the guy next says, oh, I can make that too. And then they go and do it and they get fucked. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a scam. Yes, can you make money? You absolutely can make money on scams, right? If you're at the beginning, you can make money on a pyramid scheme. It's very easy. Should you be playing that game? I don't know. If you're good at it and you can stay, focused on all the communities out there and know what's going on, you can make money. You could do it. But it's a pyramid scheme. It's a scam. It's an absolute effing scam. So I don't like it. It doesn't mean there aren't like good NFTs and stuff, but these ordinals, come on, it's just there for money. It's a scam. That is truly a money grab, and it's only going to be good for the people who got there in the beginning. And everyone else, if you just heard about it and you go buy it, you're going to get screwed now. I guarantee it. So there you go.
I mean, there you go. There's one person's opinion. I would disagree. I think there are some
Two
out
people's
there
opinions. I just want to clarify. Two people's opinions.
2.5.
Actually, let me add something to that.
Oh,
Like, I do believe that the space is made for, as of right now, to make money and make money quickly. There is so much volume, like that space that I was telling you about, had thousands and thousands of people listening. And when you see something like that, you're like, wait, there is volume. I can trade this thing and I can be making money at this point. So if you're early on, you can be making money.
Yes.
There is one of the best trades that I ever made, day trading on the stock market, was a company that Trump was supporting at the time for communication, was DWAC or something like that. DWAC was the name of the company. And it created a buzz. And within 2 days, man, I told this story in the NFT Pirates. Within 2 days, that stock went from like $5-10 to $170.
Wow.
Like, and I was day trading that company, open up at $30 in the morning, and within three candles with breaks, because it was pumping way too much, it went from $30 to $170, and I was there with a couple thousand of stock trying to sell, and they will cancel it because it was too fast. So there is something to it. There is volume, and you can be trading, but you have to be careful how it's no long term. It's like get in and get out, and make your money and get out. And you same thing with the Donald Trump NFTs.
Yes.
It's like I regret not getting into those, because usually those things pump. And I regret not getting into those because I could have made quite a bit of money. So you have to look for that opportunity and seize it. You have to go after it.
Yeah.
Did you go to the website, Michael? Did you go to the Trump NFT website? Because I did. Like, me and my girl were gonna buy them, and I was looking at this website, and I'm like, "There's no shot. I'm not giving them any information. This shit looked like some GeoCities built. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this was bad, man. Yeah, I mean, again, for those that did, congratulations. But
no, I didn't go into the website. And I found out a couple of days later, actually, with VeVe, he was talking about him, and I was like, "What is that?" And I went and I found out. I was, "Oh, I missed the opportunity. It's gone." Yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling those were going to do pretty well, but I'm still perfectly fine with not buying those myself. What's up, everybody in the chat? Thanks for hanging out with us, coming out.
Do you see the trend here, though, Volt? Do you see the trend that Michael's talking about? Because Michael, you seem like a very, bright, smart guy, right? So the common trend here is if you just pay attention to the trends, you know what I'm saying, and you stay engaged, there's money to be made. You know what I mean? It's not, and again, that's why it's not about pandas. It's not about, whatever the next hot thing is on the market. It's just, got to stay in the loop, man, because all these people are going to be in all the same place, So, again, man, respect to people like Michael, man, because if you can get involved in stuff like that and you're confident, and obviously you do very well. I don't have a whale over my camera box, so you do. Congratulations. But yeah, man, I got to respect it. I just wanted to kind of say that real quick because I don't always hate. You know what I'm saying? It's not really about the hate. It's not about the FUD. But again, for someone like me, I mean, that's just, not a world I live in. But again, people like Michael, man, hats off to you. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, like usual, Mo is completely wrong. Of course, these are not pandas that are just PFPs that are just here to pump another project or whatever. These PFPs, the pandas in particular, are made by OrdKit, and OrdKit is the website that launches all these other projects. So the people who own the pandas actually get whitelisted for all these projects. I've actually already been airdropped some ZBit, 222 ZBit, which is selling for 35 cents a pop right now, was just sent to me free for holding these pandas. So I wouldn't listen to Mo at all. I would get you some Bitcoin pandas. He has no clue what he's talking about, but I still agree that the communities aren't as good as or as strong as the VeVe community. Let's move on before me and Mo start fighting over here. Let me put the foot screen on here. Pandas for life. All right, hold on. Where we go? Oh, now it's my turn. Let's go. Cryptoys, y'all. Shout out to the Cryptoys team. Cryptoys was on my channel the other day for an AMA, and they just had an AMA with Superstar Money like an hour ago. If you guys want to check that out as well. And we're going to be talking about Cryptoys today because my two co-hosts here, BE and Mo, are big fans. They both have golden tickets, and they're getting ready to drop Star Wars on May 24th. But if you look at the website right now on Cryptoys, you can notice that they've had a really good IP in He-Man and Masters of the Universe for a long time now, and they haven't been able to sell those out. So we're going to be talking about if there's any value there. If you look at the edition sizes for this Star Wars drop coming up, there's 3 iconic characters and a total of 30,000 digital NFTs. If you break that down into the rarities, there's going to be 4,000 of each of the commons, 3,000 of each of the rares. I don't know if you can call it a rare with 3,000 of them. 2,000 for the legendaries. Of course, those ultra rares.
Yeah, VeVe calls that an ultra rare sometimes.
That's true.
Right.
I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Crap. All right. Oh no, yeah. So if these were Marvel Mighties, and the edition sizes were this, what would the prices be like? Not good, except for that Ultra Grail. But you can look at the, you can compare the quality of the Cryptoys there with Darth Vader on the left, and then you got Captain America, which is a Marvel Mighty, on the right. So the real question is, are these going to have any value? Is there any reason to buy these right now? There's no market. There's not going to be a market until maybe around the end of the year, and the edition sizes are pretty high. So I'm going to start a poll with you guys to see if you guys are going for the Star Wars drop that's coming up on Wednesday, I believe, maybe Thursday, May 24th. And I'm going to start off with Mo over here and see what he thinks about the Star Wars NFTs over there on Cryptoys, and if they're going to have any value if you hold on to them.
I mean, you can't put a value on my childhood. I've said it before. He-Man is my childhood. So I mean, for the mere $207, I mean, peasant money, you know, in the crypto world. I'm you know, king shit here in the crypto world, right? I got fucking 20 ledgers hanging out my ass here on the moon. You know, I mean, $207. I got 5 He-Men. You know, I got a golden ticket. But as far as, you know, the value of these things, I don't even know if I care. The marketplace, you know, if it goes on Amazon Marketplace, awesome. You know, I'm sure it'll do well there. Again, He-Man, for older people like me, younger kids probably won't care. You know, when it comes to like the mint count, I think sometimes it might be a little like delusional, because you look at VeVe and it's like, you know, you got, what do you say, 2,000, 2,500 users, be something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like when you start getting over that mint count, you know, like, ooh, wow, wait, that's kind of crazy. It didn't really sell out, you know? I don't know, man. Again, I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, when the masses come in, when this all takes, I don't really give a shit. But I'm just saying, if if people are going to invest their money and buy stuff like this, if you really think that a, you know, mint count like that is really going to be like, it's going to be a drop in the bucket to the amount of people that want it. So I don't know, just my two cents on it.
It's just amazing how so many VeVe flippers just went to now no longer caring about value anymore. Oh, I don't care if they're worth anything. We always cared if VeVe stuff was worth anything, but all of a sudden when Cryptoys comes along, nobody cares. It's all just for fun. I do think they're going to have a value, and it's going to be like 20 or 30 years down the road. What do you think, BE? Is that too long, or do you think they're going to have value whenever the market opens?
I mean, it's going to take a while. I mean, I'd say, and I wasn't here at the beginning with VeVe, but you know, people were buying VeVe stuff without a market, so I don't think that's an issue. I do think the price is a little high. I wish it was a little bit lower. I'm looking at this differently, and if you guys are looking at this to come in and make a big investment, make millions of dollars, it's not going to happen. I'm looking at this, and as Will said, this is an experiment of how to play with toys on the internet in the, you know, whatever, in the Cryptoys verse or whatever it is. It's just a new way to deal with toys, and I'm looking at it like that. I'm here at the beginning, I'm putting a little bit of money in, and I'm excited about it. If they have games, great. Do I think I'm going to make $1 million? No. Could it be worth something in the future? Yes. But I wouldn't do it. If that's the reason you're doing it, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if they come up with the games and you have your characters and you start playing, you start earning points and you can get special drops and stuff like that, that's what I'm looking at. And I think they can create a really good community around that. Hopefully as good as the VeVe community, and I think that's what's going to sell. So be careful if you're going to go invest. But for the Star Wars for $40, guys, I'd go for it just to get one. Maybe you'll get that Altar Grail, maybe you won't. It's pretty cool. I like the idea, but be careful as far as how much you invest in it. You're not going to get rich here quickly at all. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I wish the price was a little less. I know they're selling Heroes now, which is the most expensive one. So they're going to have lower power characters. They're going to be less money. I don't know what that price point's going to be, but you could get in at that point too. So
yeah, it makes sense to get in now so you can help to start build the community, because in the future this could be something that takes off. I'd like to hear where Michael Campa stands on Cryptoys. I'm sure you've heard about it in the community. Is that something that you plan on buying, maybe once just for fun, or is it something you plan on stacking, or are you skipping it altogether?
Yeah, no, a little bit. Like I said, I am in multiple communities, so I'll probably buy some. Some of the
My
cryptos.
man.
I grew up watching He-Man, so I really want to get those. My thing right now is like I have a problem. Like if I buy one thing, I want to have the whole set, and I feel like buying one thing and not having the whole set is gonna drive me crazy. I know how it done marketed because now I got accustomed to VeVe that I want this whole thing, and now I got my whole set and I'm done. I don't have to think about it again. And this thing, I gonna buy them. I'm gonna get what I get, and then I want to complete my sets and I can't. So I probably won't go as heavy now. But I will buy some. Definitely when Star Wars drops, I'm gonna try to get some if I can get my hands on it. And I think it's a great project. I think they're already trying to include a utility with it. You can play around with your characters and see them. I mean, it's an open space, but you can still, that they move and they jump and they do stuff around the world. So you have some utility already with those. So I think, I'm gonna go for the Star Wars for sure.
Yeah, I'll go for
I
one.
want to interject something real quick.
What's up?
Because before you lump me in with everybody vault, all right, I'll give you my damn VeVe address, my wild address, whatever. You can look and vouch for this at some point. I have never flipped a damn thing on VeVe. Because anything that I purchased because I'm like, hey, this stuff is cool to me, and I bought it and I held on to it. I got the secret rare Mickey Mouse band leader. It was like $600 something. I said to my girl, I'm like, you know what? I should probably sell this shit. I could probably buy 10 of them in a month. Did I sell it? Nope. Got the low mint Minnie Mouse. Never sold it. So just before you lump me in, just know that I've never been a flipper. I have flipped on DC because I got a little trick that gets me to the comics, but I've never flipped on VeVe. That's it.
Man, you should. It's fun to flip on VeVe. All right, so I want you guys to compare VeVe to Cryptoys before we move on to the next topic. Cryptoys does look like they have a really good team, and it looks like they have a little bit of utility with them having the ability to run around in your space. And let's just look forward and say you're able to play mini games as well. Now compare that to VeVe. The difference with Cryptoys is they have one type of collectible. It's like a Marvel Mighty or whatever, but they could maybe get other IPs. Maybe they'll get Disney, but it's still going to be like that little Marvel Mighty collectible. Then VeVe, you got all different types of collectibles. You got Marvel Mighties, you got full figures, you got animated, you got vehicles. Is Cryptoys on the same level as VeVe, or is VeVe way ahead of them? I'll start with you, BE. I know you're a Cryptoys fan, but where do you stand whenever it comes to Cryptoys versus VeVe? Who's got the most going on right now?
Oh, I mean, of course, VeVe's got more going on. That's no doubt. I mean, look at their IPs. It's no joke. As much as I say crap about VeVe, they've got the best IPs. We don't know what we have in store. We know what they've told us. Maybe there'll be games. Maybe we'll actually be racing our, Diablo soon, I hope. So they've got more going for them. But as far as Cryptoys, they actually are showing that, like Michael was saying, we can actually go into this sphere and run around. It may not be the most fun thing, but I can do it. And it looks pretty good. And it's kind of exciting. It's kind of boring, but VeVe doesn't have that, but they have a lot of other things going on for them. And it's the IPs and the potential. Cryptoys, for me, just feels like they're starting out. I want to get in at the beginning, give them a chance, and we'll see what happens. So, but yeah, VeVe for sure. I'm not gonna dump them in the trash can. They have way more, bigger head start than anyone else. So
All
I'm
right, make
excited.
sure we gotta feed the well. We got wells here. We gotta make sure everybody's cool with VeVe. It's gonna be interesting to see what Mo says though, because Mo hates VeVe and loves Cryptoys. Who's got more going on, Mo, right now, VeVe or Cryptoys?
So yeah, I mean, I'm not delusional. I think bigger picture, long term, I think VeVe has the opportunity. Now, when it comes to the people behind the opportunity, I don't trust them as far as I can punt them on the moon here. I mean, as much as I appreciate they've been, taking time off from doing jack shit at VeVe to come help me out here with some boxes, I really don't know if I trust them. I've never really cared for their demeanor in interviews. I don't know if it's, David's face, Dan's eyes, when Alex, laughs at the community when they got serious questions, drives me absolutely batshit crazy. But then when it comes to Cryptoys, now again, right? I feel like they've done more with less time. They can already run around the world. When I watch the team at Cryptoys and I watch your AMA, I feel like I like these people. I feel like these are people I could actually have a conversation with, and not feel like they're just trying to bend me over. I don't know. So that's kind of how I see it. But I would be delusional if I said with the opportunity that VeVe has in front of them, they do stand a better chance to make it. But man, they gotta get their shit together. That's all.
Can I say something real quick? It looks like Mass Collectibles just said that Will said that Mattel is a partner, and I did not know that. That's actually, to me, kind of a game changer.
Yeah, and he said that Mattel is not just a partner, but also an investor in Cryptoys.
Yeah, that's what I meant. They're a partner and investor. Right. So that's freaking huge. I mean, that's, that would be nice if Disney was an investor in VeVe, right? So that to me is actually a pretty good piece of information. Still doesn't mean you're gonna make $1 million tomorrow, but I like that.
Yeah, that's a big name to be investing in your company. All right, I'm going to phrase the question a little bit differently for Michael Campa, but before I do, we've got some giveaways that Michael Campa is known for doing. Anytime that he does a live stream or any event, he always just wants to give stuff away, and he's got some really cool stuff to give away today. So I thought we would do one of the giveaways now, and maybe we'll do the other two here in a minute when we get past the next topic. So what do you want to give away first, Mr. Campa?
That's good. Let's start here.
Boom, there you
That's
go.
mine.
AC,
That's mine.
That's an original. No, I'm just kidding. It's,
Yeah, right.
but even the facsimiles are really hard to find, and it's in really good condition. And he's gonna mail this out to you. So whoever wins will just have to get a hold of me or Michael and give us your address, your mailing address. So if you don't want anybody to have your mailing address, then don't participate in this giveaway. And to participate in the giveaway, BE is gonna give you a trivia question. And the first person that's fast enough to get it correct in the chat, according to my chat, remember there's a little bit of lag, I'll show you the chat myself. The first person to get it correct in the chat will win this prize. So BE, go ahead and give them their trivia question.
All right, let's
And while you guys do
this.
that, I'm going to pack a fat bowl. Good luck.
Nice. Share that with me, bro.
All right.
All right. How many editions does the secret rare Luke Skywalker have?
Boom. That's a recent drop, so y'all should know that should be fresh on your mind.
Bamcat.
Bamcat is usually the trivia answer for trivia questions, but not this time.
I almost want to take that. I mean,
I'll almost give it to you for that one.
come on, people, look it up.
And yeah.
I see it.
What's the correct answer?
It's 519. It looks like BioShock got it.
Man, I see a whole bunch of different numbers. This is easy because only one person got it right. A whole lot of wrong answers, which is fine. That's all right. You're not supposed to know that off the top of your head, but BioShock absolutely did know it off the top of his head. The correct answer was 519. Shout out to BioShock. Get a hold of me, BioShock, on Twitter, and I'll get you connected with Michael Campa, and he will send that comic out to you, my man. All right, Michael Campa, I'm going to give you a question. It's going to be a little tough. I know you've been watching the interviews a little bit with the team over there at Cryptoys, and I don't know if you watch their own live streams, but they do a lot with their whole entire team. They have like 9 people up there or whatever, and then you have a couple people over here with me, BE, and Mo, who think that VeVe does not have a good team. If it was to you and you could say which has a better team, Cryptoys or VeVe, which platform do you think has a better team?
Well, right now, for me, it's too early to say that the Cryptoys team is better than VeVe's. They haven't been around that much.
True.
We have had the experience with the VeVe team for years now. And I have nothing against them. I mean, do I wish some things were different than they are? Yeah, but it's a company that's building something that wasn't there before. So I cannot speak that if the Cryptoys team is better than the VeVe. As of right now, I don't have proofs for that. I don't have enough knowledge of it. I know the VeVe team, and I don't have any problem with it and what they have been building so far. Yeah, I mean, reality is every new company that comes along, the first place they go to poach for new community, they come to VeVe. They come to advertise to the VeVe community. Somehow it comes back to it. Saying that though, the conversation that you guys were having is amazing. Atari at the time, Atari was the fastest growing company in the United States and probably in the world with video games, and they failed to execute, and they didn't have the vision to take advantage of what Nintendo was giving them, the license, the games, and they failed. So Cryptoys could be a big thing. Right now, we cannot. It's the very beginning of things, and just to say that they're gonna have little toys running around is crazy because we're just barely starting here. So what they can become, like Funkos. Look at Funkos. I have Funkos everywhere. They started with this little toy. They came with cans. They came with back covers, and they came with giants and little ones. So what a company can become is incredible compared to what they are today. So it's not fair to say that they're not gonna get anywhere because we're just starting. All these horses are just starting the race. Some VeVe has a head start, but that doesn't guarantee that it's gonna win.
Yeah, VeVe might be the Atari of NFT. They might be the MySpace. But I had to give you a tough question. Anytime we have a well on the stream, we try to give them at least one really tough question, and I think you handled that one pretty good. But we still have a little bit of VeVe to talk about, and we're going to talk about interoperability. And you guys can go any way you want, any direction you want with this conversation, but I want to explain to you my point of view from it. So this morning, Sam Ellis, who you guys all know, one of our favorite fudders in the community, put out a tweet saying that he spent some time away from VeVe Twitter, and when he came back, he realized that, one, investing in VeVe based off of future mass adoption is delusional beyond measure, which that I don't see how that's delusional, but that's not really the topic that I wanted to talk about. However, if you wanted to, I don't know why that would be considered delusional. You assume that mass adoption is eventually going to happen. But the second point is the one I wanted to look at, where he's talking about FA without interoperability and ownership is meaningless. And in response, my buddy Pepper PD over here said that VeVe's a bunch of liars and crooks. He invested all this money and they're never getting interoperability. So the question could be, is VeVe ever going to get interoperability? But they've even pointed out at their most recent community update, when they're talking about objectives, that's one of the main things that they've been working on. And of course, everybody said that they were never going to get KYC or MTL or Disney, and eventually they all got them all. So in my opinion, I would say that's not even really an argument, because eventually they're going to get interoperability. VeVe's just slow. The argument really is, does interoperability mean anything? Is it going to add any extra value to our collectibles? If you look at McFarlane collectibles, which are already interoperable, and on OpenSea, they're animated 3D premium digital collectibles that are licensed, and they're selling for less than $60 on OpenSea. You look at some 2D pixel art that has no utility or does nothing, it's selling for over $7,000. So what makes you guys think, or do you think, that interoperability is going to add a lot of value to our VeVe collectibles when it eventually comes? I'll start off with Mo this time. I forget whose turn it is, but Mo, what do you think about the interoperability? Do you think VeVe's getting it? And if they do get it, is it going to help the value of our collectibles?
I mean, I feel like sometimes I have to like hit the fucking rewind button and just say the same thing, but I don't ever think the interoperability that we're going to get is what people think we're going to get. I don't think it's going to be send over to, MetaMask. I think it's going to be a platform comes out, a metaverse comes out, game comes out, whatever. And it's just kind of how you sign into like weird websites now with your Google account. It's going to be like sign in here with VeVe, and your NFTs are going to be nothing more than a key, an access pass, whatever you want to call it. I don't necessarily know if the value is going to, again, rely on, can we send it to OpenSea? Can we send it to MetaMask? Yeah, and I think the fact that VeVe even comes out and talks about it, when we're collectors at heart, right? So why should they really care? Why should it be top priority if they're collectors at heart? That actually contradicts itself. But moving past that, it could even have an asterisk where it says something like interoperability asterisk subject to third-party arrangements and agreements, and that's not going to include Disney and all that stuff. So that being said, I don't really know if it matters either way. I think it's going to be stuck in that whole closed ecosystem of VeVe for pretty much eternity, and I don't really think it matters. The people that want it will just come to VeVe.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I mean, it's something that we have always talked about in the last couple of years. Maybe the first year that I got on VeVe, it was all about when interoperability comes, that's when everything's going to be worth a bunch of money. BE, do you think interoperability is going to bring a lot of extra value to our NFTs, or do you think it just doesn't even matter anymore?
Well, I do think it's going to bring exposure, which I think is what people want. The reality, somebody like Adam or some of the other people that want this interoperability, is they could fix that if VeVe would just change their terms of service and say they can't just take away your NFTs for no effing reason. That, if they did that right now, you hear me, David, you quit moving those boxes and listen to me. Change the terms of service where you say you can just take our NFTs for no reason at all, and you will make everyone feel secure and probably most people not care about that. But as far as exposure, it will make a difference. You know, if we were to get on OpenSea, yes, more people will see it. Will you get a pump? You'll probably get a little pump too. Is it going to be crazy? Probably not, or it'll be, you know, short-lived. But I mean, if they promised it, maybe they should. I don't care. I like this centralized system. I feel secure. I feel like if somebody steals my shit, I can get it back. So yeah, I don't care, but I understand why a lot of people do. Sorry about that.
Shelby says you're wrong. She's calling you right now to tell you to change your...
Right, she's like, we're not getting married. Forget it.
It's over. No, I don't know. I feel like everybody expected interoperability to be very important, and it's key. Like Chewy said in the chat here, it's key. If not, then you can't call them NFTs. They're just digital collectibles. I don't know if that's true, and I don't consider that to be true, but I always felt like interoperability was the thing that was our catalyst that was going to pump the value of, especially like Disney NFTs. When Disney NFTs get on OpenSea, they're going to go wild. But then again, those Todd McFarlane Spawn NFTs didn't go wild. Michael Campa, where do you stand on the whole idea of interoperability when it comes to VeVe? Do you think that they're going to get it? And when you do you think it's going to help or hurt the value of our collectibles?
I mean, so the way VeVe is being built is like every little helps. Like, all these steps that are being taken is for the better of the company. So it needs to be a key ingredient of what VeVe is in the future for me to be able to take my NFTs whatever I want. What Mo was saying earlier, I'm not a flipper. Even though I have a lot of stuff and it might look like I'm investing, the comics that I'm buying are for MCP points. And in the future to trade them in for maybe like a special cover or something like that. I don't own 10 wallets. I own one wallet. I wasn't
talking about you. I wasn't saying anything in particular. I was just saying
no. I'm saying that
was throwing me in.
What you're saying.
Okay.
I'm just like you. I collect. I came in as an investor, but right now I'm a collector. So for me, it's important that VeVe survives overall. Just like Atari needed to survive in order for those games to have really big value, just like Mario have a big value now. So we need to. I really hope that VeVe makes it, stays around, but in order for that, it needs to create all this environment that many people can participate in it. If people want to put their NFTs in a ledger, give them the chance to do it. If people want to move the NFTs to a different platform, let them do it. I think the more flavors we have within the ice cream shop, the better the ice cream shop is going to do. So you need to give people that many opportunities and that many choices to do whatever they want, because that's the whole point of the Web3. Is like, give me the freedom to do with my assets what I want, which we don't have right now. A little story. When I first started to buy stuff in VeVe, like to build up my NCP point, I was buying, like, when I got to like 2,000 comics, my account was disabled. The day that they were dropping the golden moments, I think it was a lamp, hours before that drop, and I had every other golden moment that I bought in the market, and I couldn't participate. And that I was just furious because you're punishing me for building a collection in the app that you're telling me that I'm supposed to be collecting. That day I was just furious, and it took me a while to get over it. But those things need to be improved. I totally agree. And I think they're working on it, and I think it takes time. But interoperability, is part of that flavor. It needs to be included in VeVe.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'd be pretty upset if I owned all the Disney Golden Moments and they're getting ready to drop the last one and my account gets messed up right before the last drop. Oh, yeah, that would have me heated for sure. All right, guys, we're going to hang out for a little bit. We got a couple more giveaways to do from Michael Campa. So if you guys have any questions for anybody that's up here with us, Michael or any of my co-hosts, just let us know in the chat. I know I saw up here from Mehmet. He was asking about what do you guys think of the Lambo drops. Before we start the next giveaway, and BE, you can come up with a trivia question if you want for the next giveaway. Michael Campa, what do you think about Mehmet's question? What do you think about the Lambos in general and the prices right now? Because in my opinion, I thought Lambo was huge and everything was going to be booming, and the prices are pretty low right now, in my opinion.
Well, wouldn't that be part of interoperability? Like, if Lambo was in OpenSea, do you think it will be put down as the way it is in VeVe? Like, if they were directly dropping there?
No, because Lambo is, I think the value comes from its utility, and the utility will be driving it around in the VeVe-verse.
I see.
I don't know, though. Yeah, are you surprised?
Yeah, I own both sets, and I have them just in case, because that's what I do, I collect. But I feel like, yeah, man, I'm seeing Lambos for $20-something. That's crazy. Yeah. People that like flipping, like, man, they're so cheap right now.
It make no sense to me at all. All right, guys, we're going to do another giveaway. Mr. Campa, what would you like to give away next? I know you got like 3 to give away. All right, we got FF number 1, y'all. First it was AC number 1, now it's FF number 1. He said these are actually hard to get, these facsimiles. They're hard to find at this point.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to give you another trivia question, and we're going to take the first answer, the correct answer. The first correct answer in the chat will be the winner, and then you'll have to send me your physical address to get this mailed to you. So if you don't want to send me your physical address, then don't participate. All right, BE, give them their next trivia question.
All right, guys. What comic is dropping on Thursday? It's coming Thursday. What comic is dropping this coming Thursday?
I know it's the first appearance of Silk, but I don't know who Silk is, and I don't know what the comic
No, that's tomorrow. No, this is Thursday.
Oh.
This is Thursday.
Okay. Braylon, is somebody knocking on the door? Braylon.
It's David Yu just knocked on your door.
Come and knock on the door.
I don't know who'd be knocking on my door.
It must be David Yu.
I know it's FA Silk, but what's the name of the comic?
I don't. No. It's not. There we go. I got it. Yeah, Ray Jocelyn has it.
My kid says
it's Amazing Spider-Man number 20.
Oh, Amazing Spider-Man number 20, and it's going to.
Yeah. That's the FA Scorpion. Tomorrow is the Silk.
All right, Tomiski. All right, we got the fire department's here. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully my house is not on fire. What's going on, Bray? Do they need me? No. All right, I guess they're just letting us know that. Maybe there's a cat stuck in a tree. I don't know what's going on around here. It's FUDDERS, y'all.
What the hell goes on in Indiana, bro?
Yeah, I mean, what is going on?
Like, what's going on out in the cornfield, brother? You got to fill us in.
New York. Come on. There's no way that Indiana is more wild than New York. Okay, so the correct answer was ASM 20. Is that right?
Yes.
And so it was Tomiski. Tomiski is the winner. That's what you guys see.
Was it Tomiski? I thought, yeah.
That's who I see. Tomiski as the top of the list. ASM 20. Congratulations to Tomiski, one of my members.
Good job.
You'll just have to get a hold of me on Discord or VeVe. I know we usually talk on Discord. And the stream is just too fire that the fire department guy. I like that, Bioshock. All right, we got one more giveaway for you guys. Like I said, if you have any other questions before we end the stream, just let me know. However, I might have to hurry up and end because I don't know what the heck's going on outside these days. Shout out to Tomiski. BE, do you have another trivia question?
Sure.
Okay.
What is the?
Wait, not yet. Let me show him the prize first. Michael Campa, show him what you're giving away. Let's go. This is the CGC graded 9.8 copy of ASM First Appearance of Punisher facsimile. I forget what number it is, like
29.
29. Okay. All right, that's gonna be the next prize. And again, BE will give you your trivia question. First correct answer in the chat will win it. Here we go.
All right, what is Silk's real name?
Silk the Shaka.
Silk's real name.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm the only person who knows that guy. Silk's real name. Y'all have to get on Google for that one.
Yeah, they're gonna have to Google it. Or if you watch my video, you would know.
Ooh, there you go.
Which means nobody watched it.
See, that's what you would have got if you would have watched the VeVe Drop channel. You would know the answer.
Mm-mm.
I'm seeing Silky. Silky
I'm not
Smooth.
seeing it.
I'm seeing Mary. I'm seeing Simone. That's Raven. Jess. Vault's on fire. Still don't want to jump off.
Oh my guys, look it up. There we go. Oh, well. Yeah, there we go.
ChatGPT is failing everybody today.
GPT.
Raven's got it.
Raven's
Good
got
job.
it. It's Cindy Moon.
Cindy Moon.
Cindy Moon. All right, so the biggest bro in Victor, Texas, they must have just did like asked their Google and it came out and said it in their ear and they thought it was Simone, but no, it's Cindy Moon. You did not. They did not pronounce it correctly for you. So shout out to Raven, the trivia queen wins another one. Raven, I'll have to get a hold of you. I think you won from Michael Campa before, and he sent you a prize at Comic before from our last giveaway from Michael Campa.
Nice.
So I'll get a hold of you and get your address so that you can get that sent to you. And usually what we do, Michael, on the end of Fudders is we go around and we talk about one thing that we're looking forward to this week in the NFT industry. I know that we got the tomorrow's drop, which is Amazing Spider-Man number 4, the 2004 version, the more modern version, and you can see that it's 7,500 editions. If you guys need the go collect values right here, there actually is a 10.0 of this, but a 9.8 goes for a little bit under $300. And all right, so I'll start off with you, BE. What in particular for this week are you looking forward to? Anything?
Well, obviously, I'm looking forward to Cryptoys, but I think there might be a little secret going on with VeVe. I think there might be a big drop on the 25th. I feel like we're going to get a Star Wars drop. That's the day that New Hope came out. It was the 25th of this month. So I feel like it. Maybe a Yoda, a Grogu. It's total speculation. That I'm looking forward to, but I'm definitely looking forward to Cryptoys. That is the biggest drop this week, unless VeVe has a surprise for us.
Yeah, I thought that VeVe said there was a big surprise announcement for last week, and everybody said it's coming, and then it never came. I don't know what that was. Maybe it was just a rumor. Mo, is there anything in particular you're looking forward to for this week?
Coming, never came, man. I knew so many women like that over my lifetime. Besides the Cryptoys, I am looking forward to the future of Bigfoot stables over here on Photo Finish. Big things are happening. We got the 24.5 boost colt. We just picked up a matching filly. Beautiful. She fucking skunks them at 4 or 5 furlongs. Speed demons. We're going to be pumping out babies out of these things. We got 4, maybe 5. I might have 6 fillies by the end of the week. Yeah, man. So if you're into the horse racing, this is what we got going on, man.
Yeah, Mo's really into the horse breeding. I don't know what that's all about. Michael Campa, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to this week, whether it be in VeVe or any other NFT project?
No particular collectible. I just want my MCP points to be fixed for everybody. I just want everybody's MCP points to be fixed. That's what I'm looking for. I'm hopefully somebody that gets the VeVe verse finally, so I can see it.
Ooh, this week, that would be nice. You're asking for a lot. He wants all the MCP points to be perfect and correct, and for us to have
and the VeVe verse.
And the VeVe verse.
Okay, wait. I don't get a chance to do this too often because most people hate VeVe. Michael, first of all, it's been really cool, man, talking with you. Appreciate you. What's the first thing you expect or you want to do in the VeVe verse? I'm excited to hear this.
Hang out with other people. I want to be able to go to like Chad's room and talk to him, or OG VeVe Vault, and go hang out in there. I want to be because what we have in VeVe is that what is it called? The thing in the middle that people go and they put
the feed
and stuff like that.
The feed.
Yeah, the VeVe
Yeah.
feed. Like I want something
feed.
better than that. I want to be able to actually hang out with people. A place that we can centralize and meet each other and have conversations.
Maybe like a feed, and like you see vaults gone live from the vault, and you tap on it, and then it like sucks you into like this gigantic vault where actually, Vault here is doing the live stream. I don't know how many times the over-under on me saying vault is in one sentence.
I like it though.
But,
I'm liking it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we can, pull ourselves into this crazy environment, you know what I'm saying? We're like, and again, this is why I said, I'm not really bearish on VeVe. I'm bearish on the team, but again, like the overall IP, the vision, what they already have, what they could do. I mean, it's
Discord server, and I appreciate y'all hanging out. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of Fudders for you. Big shout out to Michael Campa with his Lego. What is that?
Wow.
It's a Minecraft panda that my kid has. I have like a room full of Lego sets everywhere.
If you need help buying a panda ordinal,
right
bro, I'll hook you up with a panda ordinal if you need one.
Hey, one last thing. I don't know if we're gonna do it. Don't get mad at me, Vault, but maybe Mystery High-End 3000 will happen this week, right? Maybe, Mo? Maybe.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the plan.
I've been hearing about that. I'm excited for that. It's going to be interesting. Make sure you guys are subscribed to BE's channel, the VeVe Drop channel. The link is in the description. MoKnowz's channel's link is also in the description. If you guys want to follow Michael Campa on Twitter, the link to his Twitter account is also in the description. All right, guys. Thank you, my co-host. Thank you, Michael Campa. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Happy FUDDing. And we'll see you next Monday. Later.
Peace.